Oh, shit.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Dead Funny Podcast. I'm your host, Chris. Joining me today are my co-hosts, Brandon and Bree. What's going on, guys?
Not much. Summer school. Waiting for E3.
Friday.
It is Friday. That is correct.
It is true. It is Friday.
How'd you all forget it was Friday? What?
School.
Life.
Brandon's so studious.
Oh.
He's doing
Say what?
studious.
So studious.
Yeah.
Building his career.
Look at you.
Not really.
No?
I don't know where I'm going yet. Not really. I'm just studying animation. That's pretty much it. The class I'm even doing is just drawing right now.
Fair enough.
It ain't that bad though.
Fair enough. Well, we do have to take a brief second pause.
No, we don't.
What
Because it's
happened?
time for the Midgard news,
I know
goddammit!
it's coming.
Yes!
I know it's fucking coming. It's impossible
Where is
for
it?
him to
Where
not
is it?
talk about this.
Yes! Alright, I got it downloaded on my computer and I play it so that way it sounds crystal clear for the fans. Fuck you guys. Every time I play it, you're all like, what is that? Oh my god. I don't even know what that
Anyone
is.
watches us consistently, and you know anything about what's happened recently, you know it's coming.
Oh, you knew.
You know.
You knew. I like how Brandon literally messaged in Slack, if there's not a fucking Midgard news today, I'm like, you'll be lucky if there's anything besides the Midgard news on this podcast. So as you guys are watching this, it's Monday, obviously. Thursday, we finally got during the PlayStation State of Play, which is a fucking terrible fucking thing. So bad that no one gave a shit about it, so they did another fucking update for it, and they had to bring a big heavy hitter to the fucking team in order for people to actually give a shit, and that big heavy hitter was Final Fantasy VII, the remake. It's finally fucking here. Somewhat, maybe. I don't know yet. that part is to be announced. But we got a fucking trailer. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It is 1 minute and 7 seconds long of pure amazingness. It's so beautiful. It's so good. Oh my god.
Little did you know they released a belated April Fool's comment
Yeah,
after you watched the video, and nothing's happening.
Mhm.
That'd be pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Anyways,
So many people would riot. So many people would just, oh my god, they would never, ever, ever anything they said again.
but like I said, go check it out and tell me what you think about it. Also, tomorrow I will be releasing a video. It will be a full recap of my thoughts on the trailer. I'll have the trailer playing behind me, and then I'll also go through certain parts of the trailer and digest things that you might have missed, stuff that you actually want to see, stuff like that. So if you're interested, check that video out. I'm sorry, not tomorrow. My bad, because when you're watching this is Monday. That video's already out. It will be out on Saturday. Today is Friday. Tomorrow's Saturday for me. That video will be out on Saturday, and it will already be past whenever this comes out. But if you haven't seen it, go check it out, because I'm going to have a good time. Jump in the comments below and let me know what you think about the remake, anything that I said on there, or something that you want me to touch on for you. But anyways, that sounded very weird. But anyways, moving right on past that. The fucking remake.
Anything you want to touch on me?
Nope. The fucking remake. At the end, we got the best news, which is in June, we're going to get more news. And the speculations are that we're actually going to get a trailer versus just a teaser, because that is technically what we got was a teaser. That we'll actually get a trailer and hopefully a firm release date, but with the financial record showing that they were going to have a big increase in their Q4. We are all pretty sure at this point with the fucking teaser that it is 100% Final Fantasy VII, because it was either between the Final Fantasy VII Remake or the Avengers video game that they're making. And it made perfect sense that it was the Avengers video game, since Endgame just came out this year, that they would release the Avengers game this year as well. But there's been very little news about that development or anything whatsoever. And then us getting this trailer kind of confirmed that it's not going to be the Avengers game. It's going to be Final Fantasy VII's Remake, which is awesome. So if we do not get it by this holiday season, my guess is that it's going to come out on January 22nd, because that will be the 23rd year anniversary of the original Final Fantasy VII. And Square Enix normally releases their games in Japan during the Christmas season, the holiday season, and releases it to the States in January. Same thing happened with Kingdom Hearts, all the Kingdom Hearts. Same things happened with the last couple of Final Fantasies as well. During the holiday seasons, it's Japan, and then we get it in January. So that is my guess on the firm release date. But other than that, like I said, the trailer's fucking amazing. Aerith looked so fucking awesome. Cloud, amazing. And the cool part is someone actually went and took like screenshots of the actual game, the original game, and then put it next to screenshots from the actual trailer to show that like so far everything that we saw in that trailer was like a shot-for-shot remake. Like there was nothing new added. It is a shot-for-shot remake because they said we will be changing the battle system, which
Shot for shot, like nothing's changed.
pretty
at
much,
all.
yeah, like pretty like literally the enemies.
Except that
I was
one
able to-
hot button issue, right?
hot button. I don't know if you're being for real or that was a joke.
Wait, so
No,
you think
no.
they took like the cutscenes with the original graphics and just put the new shit over?
No, I'm talking about like the actual. So basically, like if you watch the trailer, and obviously you've never played the game, so you won't know what I'm talking about. But anyways, for those of you who have played the game, if you watch the trailer and you look at the surroundings and the places that they're at, it shows the mission lines up exactly the same as it was from the first game. So in other words, there's bosses that literally are in there in the exact same spots. I mean, it literally looks like basically someone took the game, remade it, and kept the story the same. And that's the main thing that we wanted because Square Enix said there's going to be a huge change, and the huge change will be the battle system. We have to adapt to the newer players. Newer players are not going to want a turn-based battle system. That's just how that is. That was an era that has come and passed, which is fine. I don't disagree with that. I would have loved to have a turn-based just so it's 100% the same, but I'm completely okay with open fighting. That's fine too. That doesn't bother
Did
me.
they say they took it out? They took it out completely,
They
or
took
like
it
it's
out
gonna be an option?
completely. There's no
I think that's a good
turn-based battle
decision.
system. I'm not saying it's not at all because it is going
No,
to
I'm not.
help
I was just
get the newer
I was
fans.
just curious if it was gonna be like an option
But that
for
I
like.
can't
promise,
stand it.
that promise to the original fans was that if we do this, we will keep the story intact 100%. And so that's where this comes into play with them doing that whole screenshot thing by a fan. A fan did this. They didn't do that to show us like they're keeping true to their promise. Like this literally is basically shot for shot from the fucking game. So
The
that I'm
graphics
okay
look
with.
amazing.
Oh
like
fuck yeah,
gorgeous.
Yeah, the game looks really good.
fuck yeah.
Never played the original game personally myself, but it looks really good. And ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know, Christopher is very obsessed with this game, and he's very passionate. I don't think I've ever seen anyone else as passionate about something as he is on this.
I
But
mean, I don't know. We have Brandon here with Halo, so
Yeah, I love me
I
some
think
Halo.
it tops his Halo.
Dude,
I
How
don't
many
think
times-
so.
Dude.
How many,
I'll
how many
put it this
times
way.
have you played Halo, Brandon?
I mean,
How many
that's-
times?
That's a multiplayer game. Like he's gonna obviously have like literally hours upon hours into it. But the difference between me and Brandon is where
No,
he
the
has me beat.
gameplay.
That's the same thing. I mean, even multiplayer in general. But the where he has me beat is that he's literally dedicated his flesh to the fucking game. I don't have a single tattoo, much less a Final Fantasy tattoo. I
That's
plan on
because
getting
you're-
one.
You don't. Wait, what?
I want to get one.
You,
On my shoulder. Yeah.
I mean, you would never get a tattoo. You told me that.
I've thought about it. There's actually a pretty fucking sick tattoo that I found that I think looks really fucking cool. if
And
I
is
can
it
find
Cloud?
No,
Are you gonna
it's not.
plaster Cloud on your back? Just a huge picture of him?
No, I just put it in Discord. That's the one that I want.
Oh,
Although I would have to get it. I would have to get it changed up a little bit though. So like if you're looking at it, it's got the wolf face. I want to change the right eye and scratch out the eye and make it an X, so that way it's Red 13's face versus just a wolf. And then facing Sephiroth, I want to put Cloud and then have Sephiroth's sword coming down the other shoulder, so that way it's both their swords together instead of the phoenix right there that they have. But yeah, that would be fucking.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and put that like right on my shoulder. That'd be great. That would be a tattoo I would get. Not saying I'm gonna get it, but that would be a tattoo I would get for sure.
yeah. You wouldn't want to look too badass.
Yeah, you know. Then after that, you know how
Don't want to
Steve-O,
overwhelm people.
you know how Steve-O has that fucking tattoo of himself with the fucking fingers up like "hey" on his back. I would do that.
Yeah.
No.
I would do that with like Cloud on my back, where it's like you know.
When he has a tattoo that says A.
No, Steve-O has a literal
ta-
tattoo of
Tattoos.
himself on his back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Are you looking at it? Did you find it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. It's great.
have an intervention for any of my friends that want to do that to their own back.
It's fucking great. Like
I mean, you could do way worse.
you could. That's true.
You could do way worse on the back.
That's very true. Very true. But anyways, so
You
jumping
have
back
plans
into it a little
to
bit
get one yourself?
of what?
No,
Oh,
not like that.
no.
No.
I have plans for my back, but I don't know. I'm not getting them like anytime soon.
Yeah. He's still working on the arms or the legs or whatever else.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, well, fair enough, dude. Fair enough. Yeah, I've always wanted to get a tattoo, like kinda somewhat. I've never really like hardcore jumped into the idea. It's kind of been like a back and forth with me, and then like when Mike and Joey got their tattoos, they're like, dude, yeah, man, it was so cool, da 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 da. And that didn't necessarily make me want to get a tattoo, but that made me really hardcore look at like if I was to get a tattoo, what would I want? And like Joey got the Dallas Cowboys, and I was like, I could never see myself getting the Falcons tattooed on me. Like I love my team, and I'll never switch. I love my team to death. Like I mean, we've never won a fucking Super Bowl. Obviously, I still love my team.
Yeah.
How bad we suck is not going to change that for me. And then Mike
So,
got the
so what
captain.
stops you in that instance, though?
Well, what do you mean with the Falcons?
Never get the Falcons. So if it's
Because I just
like if
I
you would
can't
always love it.
I can't see myself like just physically having that symbol on my skin and then being able to like for me like I'm one of those people where like growing up I was like I'll never do a tattoo. That will never happen. And now that I'm actually starting to somewhat entertain the idea, it's more along the lines of like because I view a tattoo as being such a serious thing, like I want it to be something that I am just like 100% in love with. Like for instance, this last football season, I maybe watched 3 games because of all the changes that have happened with the rules. I just physically did not have any love for football this season. So that right there automatically. Now, this kind of same thing doesn't hold up with the next thing I'm about to bring up, which is Mike got the Captain America shield, and I was like, well, could I get the Deadpool symbol? I'm obviously a huge Deadpool fan, but I don't know if I want his symbol. Like with me, like with Deadpool, the thing that draws me to that character is like the way he acts and stuff like that. Like I would literally have to get like a comic book strip tattooed on me in order for it to like really bring out the essence of Deadpool. You know what I'm saying? Or it had to be like a really
That'd still be
badass,
pretty cool though.
Yeah, for sure. Or like I'd have to have like a real badass like looking picture, full body picture of Deadpool. And I don't know, like once you start getting to shit like that, I feel like there leaves a lot of room to fuck shit up as far as like a tattoo artist. So, but
Deadpool, you should get it as like a little promise ring tattooed around your left finger.
Deadpool. I'm good. Anyways, so then it brings me to video games. And then I'm like, well, it's always been like back and forth between Zelda and Final Fantasy on which game was my overall favorite. And then with doing some soul searching and going back and playing the other games and just like actually sitting down, like I don't get the same feeling for Zelda that I get going back and playing Final Fantasy. It's just not there. I love Zelda, don't get me wrong, it's definitely my second favorite game. But Final Fantasy VII, just the story just can pull me in every single time, even after years and years and years of playing it. And I just get like so fucking hyped at the nostalgia of it. So it's like, all right, cool. So that's obviously my number one fucking thing. I could see something like that. Even just, and that's where I look at it. I could even see just like a normal picture of the Buster Blade tattooed on my arm, and I'd be okay with that.
So, what do you think drives you to play these over and over again? Because when I play a game like that, it's like the graphics are just so bad I can't play it. But with you,
Jesus Christ.
no, I mean like but they are.
That's
They're, like,
rough.
comparatively to what we play nowadays, it's really hard for me to go back and want to play something I didn't play at all to begin with, and play a game that doesn't look good graphically. So I was just wondering what drives you to play it over and over again when you know the story, you know the punchlines, you know what happens. Like why are you playing it over and over again?
So, for instance, I guess a good way to look at it would be, first off, I've played the game. It was the very first RPG I ever played, and it was the very first video game I ever completed. That was the very first video game I beat from start to finish. I had played multiple Zeldas and hadn't beaten them. That was literally my first game ever where I sat down and just beat the entire game. And once again, it was also my first introduction into RPGs. So there is a nostalgia factor. I won't lie and say that there's not. There for sure is a nostalgia factor. But that aside, there has never been another game that I've played where it's like they give you your main quest. Like you know what your main quest is. And then I'm going to go ahead and stop right here and say, Kelsey, if you're watching this, Spoiler alert for the
I know,
DFU.
see?
You might want to check the fuck out. Anyways, this might be a podcast that you don't need to watch right now. But anyways, so main plot is like Sephiroth is wanting to destroy the Earth, and Cloud's to stop him. All right, so bam, we have our main hero, our main villain. We have the the storyline. There are at least 20 different stories going on inside of that all connect the story in certain different ways to make it the overall story. So it's like every time you play through, like when I first played through, I was like, I'm all about Cloud. Like that's all I want to do is just focus on Cloud being a badass and beat Sephiroth. Like I was a kid, I didn't understand all this other shit. Cloud is actually a very, very interesting character because the entire game you're going through with Cloud not knowing who he is. He's lost all his memories and thinks he's Zack, which was his best friend, and Zack died, and whenever Cloud just woke up in Midgar, he thought he was Zack. So the entire time, he's recalling all these events, and the only person that can help him is Tifa, and she's not saying anything because she's worried that he's losing his fucking mind. So she's trying to let him find his own memories, and it's like this whole story that he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. So because he doesn't know what's going on, he also doesn't know that he has Genova cells in his body. Genova, being Sephiroth's mother, and he can control those cells, is making Cloud work for him secretly without Cloud knowing. So there's this whole inner struggle of like Cloud not knowing who he is, this voice keep talking in his head, him not knowing who that is either. Like I didn't understand all that whenever I was a kid. That's just the Cloud arc. You've got the Aerith arc, the Barrett arc, the fucking Tifa arc, the fucking Red 13 arc. Every single character has their own arc that leads to this somehow. And then all the major villains also have their own arc that lead into this main story. So it's every time you play it, you can focus on a different part just to understand that part of the arc a little bit more, and then it makes so much more of the game make sense. And that's just Final Fantasy VII. Then you've got Dirge of Cerberus, which was a Final Fantasy VII title that's only about Vincent since he was so mysterious of a character. Then you also have Advent Children, which was the movie that takes place after the game. You have Crisis Core, which takes place about Zack, because you don't see Zack in the game. The only time you see Zack in the game is when they show you the death scene. Zack is actually not a playable character, so you really didn't know anything about Zack. And that, to me, is a true testament to Square Enix. They took a character like Zack, who gave Cloud the Buster Blade. So automatically you have some love for him because he gave your favorite hero the Buster Blade. But Cloud has been established as the poster boy for not only Final Fantasy VII, but Final Fantasy in general. They took a character that literally had a total of maybe a minute of screen time in a as Bree said, does not hold up well graphic-wise game. Put him in a full...
I felt a little judged for that comment.
Anyways, put him in a full HD video game and made you fall in love with this character. Although you knew he was going to die. You knew he was going to die. Like, the entire time you're playing the game, you're like, fuck, sooner or later Zack is going to die. You knew that was going to happen. And then it made
I hate
you...
that.
Exactly.
I hate when they do that.
And it made you actually hate meeting Cloud in the game because you knew you were getting closer to the point where Zack was going to die. Like, that's how good of a character they made Zack out to be. He was just happy-go-lucky. He was all about, like, I'm going to be a hero, da-da-da-da-da, I'm doing the right thing. And then it turns out that he's not doing the right thing. He's caught up in this military war that he didn't understand. And now he's doing all this wrong shit because he thought he was doing what he was supposed to be doing. And, like, you just see him come to war inside with this internal struggle, trying to figure out, like, what's the right thing to do and always trying to look on a silver lining. And he's done that for everybody. And that was one of the biggest moments in that game is, like, he actually breaks down one time, and it's to Cloud. And out of everybody, Cloud is the one that's like, well, I had a friend that told me one time that you should always look on the brighter side. He was talking about Zack, obviously. And then Zack looked at him and smiled, and then, bam, right back to happy-go-lucky Zack. He's like, that was my one moment of weakness. Someone picked me up. I still have to make sure I'm picking everyone else up. And do all this just to end up getting back to Midgar and dying, like, before he reaches his ultimate goal. And for a lot of people who don't know, Zack was actually the first love interest of Aerith. And he was hidden away for 5 years. 4 years. She had no idea where he was at. Him and Cloud were trapped. And they couldn't get out. And so he was literally making it back to Midgard to see her, and literally died on the outskirts of Midgard before he ever got a chance to get back in. And whenever Cloud goes in there, yeah, exactly, that's the sad part, because, like, they had the whole thing happen with Sephiroth. They were trapped in these capsules that were it's like sitting in this Mako energy, which basically gave Cloud the coma he was in. And since Zack had already been exposed to it. He was fine, so he broke them out, and that's why Cloud had those fucked up memories. Because basically, when Zack dies, Cloud just walks forward into Midgar and passes out. Whenever he wakes up because of the Mako poison coma, he automatically thinks that he's Zack. He knows his name is Cloud, but he remembers Zack's entire life as being that. So therefore, like for instance, Cloud constantly says that he used to be a part of Soldier. Cloud never made it into Soldier. That never happened. But
He
Zack
has the story memorized. I swear
Exactly.
to
I do.
God.
I do. I've
He
played
played
every
so many
title
times.
so many times.
That's
Exactly.
crazy.
It's a really
That's
good
crazy.
game. It's a really good game. It's definitely worth diving into, and I'm excited that they're bringing a remake with amazing graphics and a new battle system to get a younger generation back into this genre, because I believe that Final Fantasy 15, I don't think it was a bad selling game. I think it could have done a lot better if the newer age genre was into that kind of gaming. The people who are playing Final Fantasy 15 are the same people who played 14, and the same people who played 13 and 12 and 11 and 10 and 9 and 8 and 7, and sooner or later, you're not getting that newer age to jump in because they don't really understand what this game series is even about. Which, I mean, honestly, you can jump in and play anyone you want to, because none of them coincide with each other. They all have their own stories and their own worlds and everything else. None of them literally touch each other. But still, the point of it is like, it's like, oh, Final Fantasy 15. Why? I mean, if I was a brand new player and had never played a Final Fantasy, why the fuck would I care? It's like, okay, cool, Final Fantasy 15. They're making 15 of these games. Woot. You know, it's like fucking me having a kid and then the kid being like, Simpsons episode 2500. I mean, why even watch it? I'd have to, if I got hooked, I'd want to go watch all the other ones. So now we're bringing like a new aspect to these younger players.
I don't look at stuff that way. No. You give me 2,000 episodes to a show I like, I'm like, hell yeah, 2,000 episodes? I got like an unlimited amount of episodes to watch to a show I like. Give it to me. I get upset when there's not a lot of episodes. I'm just like, oh, this is short.
But that's what I'm saying, though. I mean, obviously it can go either way, but I feel a lot of people sit in the realm of where they go to watch a show, and if it's got like 2,000 episodes, you automatically go, do I really have the time to sink 2,000 episodes?
No.
Exactly.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't. No. I don't go like that.
Oh, okay.
I go. This is plenty of time to fill for like in the future while I watch shows. Like I can put it on the background while I'm doing shit. Like I don't know. You and me must look at it differently.
Oh, for sure.
I'm like 2,000 episodes. Yes.
That mindset has talked me out of a lot of animes. I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
same.
same.
Whenever a lot of animes.
Whenever I was like, oh, let me watch One Piece, they're like, yeah, they don't like episode 1,000. I'm like, no, I can't watch that anymore.
Yeah.
Too many.
Yeah.
I would have the exact opposite reaction.
Yeah, I can't.
Interesting.
I can't do it. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there that it could be on the same mindset as me. Obviously, there's people out there on the same mindset as you, but the people out there on the mindset of me, I can see them easily looking at like, okay, cool, 15, but I mean, if I haven't played the other ones, why should I get invested into a game where I don't want to go back and play all the older ones that I can't even access anymore? To where now this one was so good in the series that it's getting a full-on remake, redo everything. This is a chance to grab that younger audience and be like, holy fuck. Because, I mean, this is the one that brought JRPGs to America. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. That is a statistical fact. Final Fantasy VII is the reason why we have RPGs. That brought JRPGs to America and made them famous. This is their chance to see that same shit and be like, wow, this might actually be a series I want to jump into. And then they already have remastered some of these, not remake, remastered some of these and brought them to the newer consoles. So then they can easily jump into those and start playing those and fall in love with the series. Which is actually a pretty funny story that I like to jump on Tony about all the time. Because his favorite is Final Fantasy VIII. Out of every single time they've remade all the Final Fantasies, they always do 1 through 7, skip 8, and do 9 through 12. They've never remade 8.
Why is that?
And the reason why, and I didn't know about this, but recently I was listening to an interview, and this guy was covering the interview with the actual people who did Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VII was such a huge jump for them because they had no idea what was going to happen. It was their first time porting it over to America, and people fell in love with the game. They're like, holy fuck, this game is amazing. That they didn't want to lose the hype. So within 1 year, they made Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy IX, and Spirits Within, the movie, the first movie, not the good movie, the shit movie. Out of those 3 projects, only one of them went well, which was Final Fantasy IX. Technically, Final Fantasy VIII did good too. It's got a fan base. It's not like it doesn't. But because Final Fantasy VIII was the rushed one out of the projects, they don't have all the original files. So if they
Damn.
wanted to,
Serious?
yeah. So if
Are
they
you
wanted
serious?
to redo the game, they would physically have to do with what they're doing with 7 right
No,
now.
Siri. Sorry.
They would really have to do with what they're doing with Final Fantasy right now, which is completely remake the game.
I'm
That
sorry.
sucks.
Can I just vent a little bit?
Go ahead.
I say Siri, and she doesn't answer me, but the bitch will answer me if I say, "Are you serious?" Like,
So yeah, that shit cracks me up because like fucking Tony over here has been dealing with the same goddamn fucking port on the PC forever, and it's never been remade. Like even whenever Xbox was announcing, all the Final Fantasies are coming to us, they've loaded like all the titles, like all the cover art of the games,
Yeah.
and like it literally goes all the way through, and then like somebody redid it. And then they put 8 in between 7 and 9, and then they put a cross over it. So like, sorry, you're not getting ported.
That sucks.
But yeah, Final Fantasy VIII is not on the newest PlayStations. Final Fantasy VIII is not on the Xbox. Final Fantasy VIII is not on the Switch. It's not on the phone. Nope. It's because they don't have the original files. So they're all like, if we wanted to
freaking
redo it,
sucks.
we might as well just go ahead and put the time and effort in like we did with 7 and do an actual remake if we had to rebuild the game. But we have to have the want to do that, first off, and the fan base around it. Not saying Final Fantasy VIII is not popular, but it's not the most popular out of the series. So it could happen though. I mean, the Squall and them are pretty popular characters. I mean, they're up there. They're not as high up as
they
Cloud.
do the remake well enough, and new people, new generations who didn't play the first one like it enough, they may play the next one.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. And it's all going to come down to this remake. I mean, the biggest issue that I'm going to have here is like if they keep the story the same, I'm going to be really upset if like the diehard fans like me who are used to the old one are literally pissed off solely because they don't have the turn-based mechanic. I mean, we've known this since day one. At that point, quit your bitching and get over it. Like I don't know what else to tell you. I really don't. Like we've been waiting on this for so long. If the story is literally exactly the same, they've done justice to the fan. They've done justice to the original game. If the only thing that was changed is the battle mechanic to make it viable in today's gaming market, there should be no reason why that's a reason you don't play it. Now, if the materia system is terrible because the battle system is different, if the level up system is terrible because the battle up system is different, if the fucking limit breaker system is terrible because the battle system is different, sure, I would be pissed off too. But we saw the limit breaks happen in the fucking trailer. They looked amazing, and they kept the same animations, which was fucking awesome. To take animations from that old of a game and port them to this new of graphics is pretty fucking impressive, honestly. And even to go a step beyond that, real Final Fantasy fans would have noticed, if you watch the trailer, is that not only that, but
Fully real.
every...
Fully real.
It's true. Wait till you hear what I'm about to say. Every character in the game, whenever they actually attack an enemy, they have a specific thing that happens. Like whenever Cloud attacks an enemy, it's always an orange streak that comes out of the sword as it like slices into the enemy. They've done that with all the with the remake as well. Every time Aerith does it, it's like this blue little circle that pops out of her staff as she hits somebody. They did that with this one too. It's great. Even something as little as that you don't even pay attention to that much because you're just in the middle of fighting. They've brought that back. So it's going to be interesting.
Really soon.
It's going to be interesting to see how they do summons. I don't know how that's going to work because with the turn-based, I mean, it was all taking turns. So whenever it's your turn and you summon something, I mean, you have fucking Neo Bahamut that literally fucking rips the fucking ground out from underneath the enemy, brings them into the sky, and then fucking shoots a shadow or a solar flare in their face to where it burns out the grass and drops the enemy all the way back down into the atmosphere onto the ground doing major damage. I don't know how that's going to happen in a free run battle. That I have no idea how that's going to happen. So the summon system might be wacky. I don't know what's going to go on there. We'll see. One thing that I do think is cool, though, is that it's always been a 3-person party system where you have 3 people in your party to fight. They're keeping that, but because the actual gameplay is free flow. For instance, like let's say you got really big into Final Fantasy VII, Brandon, and your favorite character was Vincent. You can literally, every time you go into battle, automatically switch to Vincent and just stay on Vincent. So you basically just play as Vincent. You don't have to be Cloud. You literally can just play as Vincent.
That's pretty cool.
To where in the other game, you literally always have to play as Cloud, and you have to do the battle with all 3 characters. This time, you can just do all the battle with whoever you want it to be. Which is pretty awesome. So I'm excited about that. Although, it's gonna be pretty hard for me to want to switch to like Tifa or Red 13 and get off my boy Cloud. I'm gonna be like wanting to always be on Cloud. So, but if the materia system's the same, I mean Tifa's always my healer, so there will be reasons to switch between the characters and have Tifa heal my party and Red 13 to put up our defenses, and then Cloud to just fucking slash away. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. I'm fucking excited. Damn, what a section of the Midgard news. Woo! Fucking
Not gonna be able to sleep tonight with excitement. Yeah.
yeah.
Gonna be so excited.
Just wait till June. Just wait till June. Oh my god.
Did they say what?
Brandon,
Did they
are
say,
you
like,
gonna
did they give you like a specific day in June? They just said June.
They are Sony's. They have Sony Spot.
Oh yeah, you said that.
Yep. So with Square Enix having Sony Spot, we knew that they were going to be doing a big game. We just didn't know what it is. Now that we know that it's Final Fantasy VII's remake, like fuck, I'm super pumped for that, dude. We should be getting a trailer. We should be getting a fucking release date. Like, maybe even gameplay.
Yeah, I might get a demo. Maybe, you never know.
That might
E3.
happen too. That might
They make
happen
surprise
too.
announcements like that.
Because one of the main things that a lot of people are speculating on why we'll get a demo is that in the trailer, or in the teaser, I should call it a teaser. In the teaser, there's plenty of times where we saw Tifa's name in the party screen, but we never saw Tifa. So we know they're far enough along where they've done like pretty much everybody in the cast. So we think that they're going to go ahead and release a demo, at least for the Midgard section of the game, which is the very beginning. So that'd be pretty cool.
Midgard section of the game?
Midgar section of the game. That's the first city that you're in is Midgard.
Is that why you call it Midgard News?
Yes, that is why I call it Midgard News. That is correct.
Oh my god,
Jesus Christ.
I thought she knew.
I was like, are you just trying to put your own names into the game now? Is that what's happening?
No. I mean, the sad part is like she's literally part of my Discord. My entire Discord is made after Final Fantasy VII, and it's titled Midgar. Like, it literally is titled Midgar. Oh my god.
Titled Midgard, but where's all the Final Fantasy VII?
What do you mean, where's all the Final Fantasy VII? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I can't see the profile pic. It's really small.
The profile pic is Midgar and them in there, but that's not even just that. My title in there is Ex-Soldier. Holy is the name of the materia that Aerith has that introduces you into the thing. Avalanche is the group of the terrorist group in the actual game. Barrett and all of them. Citizens of Midgar. Whenever you join, it shows Cloud holding a picture of a baby chocobo saying, "Welcome to Midgar, time to race some chocobo." Like, yeah.
Because naturally, I would
birds,
automatically
right?
assume,
Yeah, that's the birds.
because other Final Fantasy stuff is in your Discord, that means the name is directly associated to Final Fantasy.
I mean, the voice channel, there's two voice channels. There's Seventh Heaven and the live stream. Live stream that courses between the planet. The Seventh Heaven is the name of Tifa's bar. I mean, Jesus Christ.
How dare a non-Final Fantasy player not know the references to Final Fantasy? Jesus.
God,
Okay, let's
damn.
not go Dragon Ball Z on me right now. Calm down.
Jesus.
It wouldn't be worth my time. It just wouldn't be worth my time. Good Lord. Anyways, so
Anywho,
I didn't see anything else that was that impressive at the Sony event besides Final Fantasy VII's
Of
remake.
course.
So.
are you sure you could see anything else after that happened?
Oh my
When
god.
you're blinded by love?
It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. But as far as actual E3, obviously I'm excited for Square Enix. I mean, I highly doubt their entire panel is going to be about Final Fantasy VII, so maybe we might get some news on the Avenger game, or my guess is we're going to get some more news on the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLCs that are coming out, and get a little bit more information about those. I'm excited to see what Xbox is bringing to the party, since they are legitimately the only console that's showing up at all.
They said they're supposed to be going all out, dude. I'm excited.
I mean,
Can't
they
wait.
better, dude.
They better be fucking Halo. They better be Fable. They better be whatever
Fable?
exclusives.
Whoa. What about Fable?
The company that makes Fable
while
is
back-
making
Hold
another...
on, Brandon. What?
No. A while back, Playground Games were working on a action RPG for Xbox, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's Fable. It's got to be Fable because it's an exclusive." So we don't know yet. Everybody's like, "It's gonna be Fable," but I really hope it's Fable. That'd be pretty
Please?
fucking awesome.
Oh my god, you just got me really excited. I was just saying, I was like, they need to remake Fable or do another Fable because the graphics would be amazing. I love Fable.
They should just do another
Oh.
Fable because Fable 3 wasn't a real one. I hated that game. The game fucking sucked. Oh my god.
Jesus
But
Christ. I didn't think
freaking
it was that bad. Jesus. Good
no,
Lord.
compared to 1 and 2, I was like, this is hot fucking garbage. But freaking other than that, I saw a video recently that they think Xbox gonna like buy a couple more studios, like Crytek and that company that makes Hitman.
I mean,
I've heard those like that's
Studios
that's
for
a
what?
rumored thing.
like actual studios. Like game
Crytek,
creation
they made
studios.
Crisis and Arise and a room
Like
that
to
came out
get
for
more
Xbox.
games,
To get more
basically.
exclusives, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw that. Other than that, besides Xbox going all out, I saw that. Who was it? Somebody from a fucking Sony fucking studio went to the initiative. That's an Xbox studio, so that's good news. Somebody like with some good fucking, I guess, a good portfolio of games is heading to an Xbox studio. So we're gonna get some good single player shit soon, hopefully. Hopefully some news at E3. I just care. All I care about is Halo.
Yeah, I know.
That's all I
feel you,
want.
dude.
That's
feel
all I
you.
want.
No, I thought you were caring about Fable too. There you go.
I care about
Fable.
Fable, but Halo is
Let's put it
top
this way.
priority.
Yeah, if Brandon had a choice, if they said, all right, we either announce Halo Infinite at this year's E3 or Fable 4 at this year's E3, which one is it
No
going to
question. No question.
Halo, right away.
What
Dude,
would
man, I can't
what
wait.
would you want them to improve on this next Halo? Like if you could have one thing that they just do really well that they didn't do in the last one, what would it be?
I want
All that I really wanted was customization.
of like
Of the
armor.
like skins?
Yeah. Everybody, I've been like ever since like Reach's customization, and they took it out. I was like, "Fuck!"
Reach's
Like this.
customization was so fucking good,
Yeah,
dude.
it was the best. You could do helmet, pieces of your
Oh,
helmet.
God.
You had like 3 different body types for each armor type, and then you could do individual shoulders, your forearm, your legs. I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, you could do your legs, and then your visor too. And then you had like armor effects and stuff. So they said they're doing the same thing for this one, and split screen's coming back.
Damn, split screen's coming
Yeah.
back. Holy
Split screen.
shit.
People do that?
Apparently.
They took it out of Halo 5 and everybody fucking got pissy about it, so they're bringing it back. I didn't mind because I mean I play fucking by myself,
Right.
but
Right.
I mean it wouldn't be bad to like be like at my friend's house or my friends over here and we're like, oh, you want to play some Halo? We can play split screen online.
I remember back in the day in like high school going over to some guy friend's house and playing Halo. It was so fun. And custom games. That was the sticky grenade, the fucking hammer.
I miss having the fucking LAN parties. Those are the best.
Bro.
The land party.
Just get
Bro, I remember the last LAN party we
Or-
had at Kip's house, dude.
yeah,
It was
dude,
literally
oh my
everybody
God.
bring your TV and your game system. There was 14 Xboxes
That
and one
was so freaking
PlayStation,
crazy.
and the PlayStation was fucking Joey. The PlayStation was fucking Joey.
That shit was so fucking fun. That was the same time with the 5 thing. Remember, every like game, Kipper got 5 kills.
yeah, yeah.
And then we were like, wait a minute. There's 5 of us in this room right now. There are 5 blades on the ceiling fan. That kind of got so funny, dude. Oh my god. Good times, good times.
I want to say my last big LAN party that I had at Kiprin's, it was 4 of us, and we were doing that fucking achievement where you get all the way through the last level on Halo 3 in the Ghost.
Yeah.
And it was one of those, like, dude, and it had to be on Insane. Lasso all skulls. Like, I mean, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I remember
bro.
that. I remember whenever that like came out when they started doing that Vidmaster stuff for Recon
Yeah,
stuff. That
Vidmaster
was
is what it
like
yeah.
that was like right when our Xbox like fucking died and we didn't have one for like I don't know how long. And then like about the time when we got ours back or like whatever, it was a new one. It was like everybody was done with it. I was like,
Yeah.
man, fuck. This fucking
Dude.
sucks.
We probably spent like 12 hours on that achievement. Because someone would
Oh yeah, that
fuck
shit
something
fucking
up.
that shit sucks.
Someone would fuck something up somewhere. They wouldn't hit a jump right, or they would accidentally fall into a fucking like. I can't tell you how many times like I tried to pull straight fucking leader on this shit. Was like, all right, so right here, you need to make sure you take a right because these 3 blocks are gonna fall. Like we had maps drawn out and everything, dude. By the time we got that achievement, no one said a word. Like you thought all of us be cheering, no one said a word. I literally got up, turned off the Xbox, looked back at all three of them, and said, "I fucking hate every last one of you. Good night." We didn't talk to each other for like a week. It was like a solid week. I didn't talk to Kiprin or I can't remember who the other two people are, but it was like four of us, and it was rough, man.
I hate
Fuck.
every single one of you. Oh my god.
Like we were by the time we got to the end, like we all hated each other. There was no ifs ands because like it would be like we would get so close, and then it just took one person to fuck it up because it was lasso all skulls, which means like if somebody like you literally don't get to just restart at the checkpoint. You have to start all the way back over because there's no checkpoints with the one skull on. Like it was fucking
the iron
rough.
skull.
Like explosions basically automatically kill you. I mean, all kinds of shit like that. Like it was rough. It took
How
forever.
to end friendship. Monopoly, Halo, fucking every game in the world you can fucking end friendship.
Oh my god, it was rough.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Anything that requires teamwork. Hence why I don't play with real life friends usually in competitive games online. Because I want to keep those friends.
I thought it was more about the fact that, like, you know, no one at this day and age still plays, like, Overwatch, but, you know.
Oh, ha ha ha.
Yeah, let's get pumped for fucking the release of Overwatch 2 at E3. Yeah. That's never gonna happen.
Came out with some pretty hot skins, though, in Overwatch. Mercy got a new skin, and Lucio. Super excited. Yeah.
Yeah, Lucio's skin looks stupid. Mercy's skin's okay. It's okay.
They know what their moneymakers are because Mercy gets a skin like every other patch. Whenever they release skins, it's like every other one.
Damn.
Except they nerfed it to the ground, so I don't know why they think she's their moneymaker anymore.
You know, that's actually going to be interesting. I didn't even think about it that way, but with Final Fantasy VII's Remake being a new game, I wonder what DLC would look like for that. Because that wasn't a thing back then. Like, the entire game was on the disc. Like, extra skins for Cloud from different games. Like, a skin for Cloud from the movie. A skin from Cloud from Kingdom Hearts. Like, I wonder what DLC would look like for that. That'd be pretty interesting. Now, if they start doing shit where it's, like, materia that was never in the game and you could get DLC, I don't know how I'd feel about that. That would probably piss me off a little bit. I'm not going to lie. If it's purely cosmetic, I think I'll be fine with it. But if they start doing, like, some... Although they did say one thing that they would
some like made up story or something like that.
Yeah, I don't want any change to the story, but with something that they did talk about, which could possibly be like DLC, it would be like huge DLC patches, would be re-releasing the old games remastered as far as like the other parts of Final Fantasy VII, not Final Fantasy but 7. So like Crisis Core or Dirge Rebus, releasing those as DLC, and you could just download it and then be able to play it on whatever console you're on. That would be fucking cool. I would totally be alright with that.
That would be pretty cool.
Fuck yeah, dude. Talk about if I saw DLC patches for that, if I can get Crisis Core and play that shit again. Oh, dude. Oh my god, I'm just ready for E3, dude. Fuck, it's so far away, man.
I gotta put in for that. I gotta put in for that Sunday off.
Yeah.
If not, I'm fucking calling in. or if I work early enough and I get off before then, I'll just go. But if not, I'm like, I gotta watch
you can't
this.
risk it. You can't risk it. You might as well just call off. You can't risk that. You gotta make sure.
Nah, I'm gonna do it. I mean, we got a week to hear back from like our manager or supervisor, and if not, it's automatically approved. So
hopefully, no one from your work is watching this.
All you have to do is just like,
I got you, Brandon. You call in. I got you.
So I'll go ahead and say this again because I know I've said it before on a couple other podcasts and I think maybe review shows. No, for once, no, I'm not talking about Final Fantasy. So E3. Those of you who are Dead Funny fans and don't know what Darkstar is, by the way, they're the Dead Funny BFFs. You can check them out. Pretty cool. They do reactions. I'm one of them. Bree's another one of them. But anyways.
BFFs except Joey.
So Tony covered E3 last year for Darkstar. I'm not sure if he's doing that again. We'll see. I'm not going to make any statements on that in case there are Darkstar fans watching. Me and Tony have not had a conversation. I have no idea what Tony's planning on doing. Tony, I'm not trying to put you. I'm not trying to put you in a box here, bro. Okay, you do whatever you want to do. Basically, my main point is that Dead Funny is for sure covering E3 this year. That's happening. I'm really, really excited about it. and to kind of give a laydown on how this will work is that I for sure will be watching E3 all the way through. That being said, I will be recording it, and then whenever it takes the breaks or whatever, I'll try to upload it. In the meantime, we'll see. I don't want to mess up the stream. I want to make sure I get good content, so I might have to wait till E3 is official, or at least the day of. Every time the thing is over, then upload that day. The way it will work is that I will always be on it, and then basically anybody from the Dead Funny team or the Dark Star team can literally just jump in at any point and sit down and watch a current segment that they want to watch, or maybe they just want to be there for like an hour or 30 minutes and just say, or maybe even show up multiple times throughout the day just for like 30 minutes here or an hour there. It will be an open door where they can just kind of jump in and just have conversations. We can watch panels together, talk about shit like that. It's going to be pretty relaxed, fun. It's going to be a little bit less structured than like how the podcast is or stuff like this, where we kind of have certain topics we want to jump on. We're literally just going to watch it, hang out, have fun, laugh. That's pretty much it. It's going to be like me being in a room. People are going to come in, sit down, watch E3 with me, and then leave whenever they want to. So
until they announce Halo, and I'm going to lose my shit.
And then Brandon will lose his
lose my shit.
So those will be two major parts you might want to tune into: the Xbox panel. And
we're gonna have some fangirl moments, okay? It's
and
gonna hit, and
like
I'm gonna
I'm gonna like shoot up and like hit my desk, like knock shit over.
So if they announce Halo, you might want to tune in for that because Brandon will be losing his shit. If they announce Fable, you might want to tune in for that because Bree might be losing her shit. And obviously, we're gonna have a fucking Square Enix panel, and there's gonna be Final Fantasy. So I'm gonna be losing my shit if they give us an amazing trailer, and if they give us a release date. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I literally don't know what I'm gonna do.
I think they're gonna like give their release date.
I think so too. I think it's safe to say.
Counting out the days if they release the
for
date.
sure. I think it's pretty safe. Well, for two reasons. One, because I'll need to buy me. One, because I'll need to buy the game, and two, because I'll need to buy me a PlayStation 4. So I'll be definitely be counting those days down pretty hardcore. Although the nice thing is that the PlayStation 5 comes out next year, which means PlayStation 4 is right now roughly around like $200. So. Should be able
what you need to get a PlayStation for? I thought it was coming out on Xbox.
No, bro. No. Unfortunately, the remake was part of the Sony exclusive deal. The whole Square Enix releasing it to everybody, the Final Fantasy series, was after the remake was already in place. So Sony still has rights to the remake for a little while, unfortunately. So literally at the end of the trailer, it says more information coming in June, and down at the bottom it says PlayStation 4 exclusive.
That's lame. That's like... Literally, I was like interested. Now I'm like,
it is. But then again, I don't know how long it's going to be an exclusive for either, though. But like I will say, at least it's a PlayStation 4 exclusive for me instead of PlayStation 5. Because if it's PlayStation 5, then I'd have to buy me a brand new $700 goddamn system and the game on top of that. That's a little less
they're saying
likely to happen.
They're saying that PS5 is going to be $500. Well, that's what everybody's speculating.
Whatever it's going to be, regardless, $500 is still a lot more to pay than like $100 to $200 for a fucking PlayStation 4 since it's been out for fucking ever. So, yeah, that's a little bit easier of a pill to swallow on top of buying a brand new game at whatever price it's going to be. Not to mention, the game isn't even going to be complete. The original game was on 3 discs. They're doing 3 installments for the game as well. Not episodes, not DLC. It will be 3 full-length $60 games that will make up the entire game of Final Fantasy VII. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be pretty tough.
How long is this fucking game?
It's long. It is long.
Oh.
Very long.
I've never played it. I have no idea how long it is.
Hey, like I said, the original was on 3 discs, my man. 3 fucking discs. So
Fuck.
Yeah, it's a big one. It is definitely a big one. And that's it's long solely just to go through the story. To do all the side shit and like gear up to fight just like the American exclusive enemies that were put in the game, because Americans apparently like games a lot harder than the Japanese do. I don't know, but literally that's what it is. I mean, I'm literally looking at the back of my strategy guide right now. Make sure you face off against the 2 exclusive American monsters. So they were only in the American version.
Yeah. Whenever you were talking, I thought you meant like there was like maybe like 20 of them.
They're bosses. They're bosses.
Oh.
They're easily the strongest things in the game. Like, they literally make the final boss with Sephiroth look like a fucking child's game. Like, they're fucking rough. Like for instance, Ruby Weapon, I won't go too far in explanation, but Ruby Weapon, as soon as you get into the game, you physically can't do any kind of damage to him until he puts his hands in the sand. When he puts his hands in the sand, he automatically takes one of your party members and removes them from the battle completely. So then you're already down to 2. And then he has these tentacles up that are constantly hitting you in the back every single turn. One does status effects that can do anything like poison you or change you tiny where you only do 1 damage. And the other one just does straight up like health and steals your mana as well. So you want to just attack him because if you kill one of the tentacles, he brings his arms out of the sand and then puts them back in the sand and then takes another character out of the battle. And then it's just 1v1. Yeah. He's rough. But you can beat that. For anybody who's playing the game and wonders how to beat Ruby Weapon, just to give you a little cheat before you can fight him, because you can fight him at any point, he's optional. Just go into a little dumb battle and then kill your other 2 characters yourself and then don't revive them. Go and fight Ruby Weapon, and then he'll automatically put his hands in the sand because he only sees 1 character on the ground. Then revive both your characters after he's already got his hands in the sand, and then just don't attack tentacles. Only attack him. Boom. Done. And you'll have all 3 characters. Now, shit does still get buggy with that boss. He has been known to seriously just grab somebody anyway, but it's nowhere near as 100% sure going to happen if you go in there with all 3 of your characters alive. So just kill both your characters and leave Cloud alive or whoever you want to leave alive, and then go into the fight and then fucking bring them back to life with a Phoenix down and full heal them, and you're good to go. It's actually funny, the last time I just beat him, I was trying out this materia setup, and basically what I did is I equipped Hades materia, Knights of the Round materia, Mime materia, and HP absorb. And what that does is Hades is a summon, and you actually summon Hades. And then Knights of the Round is a summon, which is the strongest summon in the game, which is like 20 knights just show up and beat the fuck out of whatever you're fighting. They do a lot of damage. It's stupid. It's the strongest materia in the game. And then HP absorb, I connected that to my Knights of the Round materia. So basically every time they hit the guy, I got health back for that. And then Mime. The reason why you do this is because depending on what your materia level is, that's how many times you can summon those characters or summon that materia. So let's say you could do this without leveling up any of your materia. For anybody that's listening and is wondering how to beat Ruby, you can do this without leveling up any of your materia. Go in with 0 level materia, which means you can only summon these characters once. They will not kill him in one go. That will not happen. But what you want to do is connect HP absorb to Knights of the Round, so that way every time they attack, they give you health back. And then you want to put Mime on, which doesn't have to be connected to anything. And then Hades on. Doesn't have to be connected to anything. Other than that, just make sure your characters are maxed out so you have max health, because this dude can literally one-hit you with like half his skill set. You summon Hades, and the only thing he's not immune to is paralyze. So you can stun him with Hades. Hades automatically stuns him. Then with summon is another materia. You have to equip that as well because it lets you summon 2 times in one turn. You summon Hades, then you summon Knights of the Round, because if you do Knights of the Round first, he automatically counterattacks with Ultima, which will kill you instantly. So you do Hades, stuns him, the Knights of the Round, and then that will do a shit ton of damage, give you a shit ton of health, and before he even gets a chance to come out of the daze, you can automatically hit Mime, and then Mime resummons everything and doesn't take any mana to do it. And so you literally just sit there and just keep pressing Mime every single time, and just instant loop of Hades, Knights of the Round, Hades, Knights of the Round, Hades, Knights of the Round, and just keep doing that until it does. Yep, that is the easiest way to take out Ruby. Emerald is a little bit more of a beast, but I will not go too far into that. If you want to know how to beat Emerald, hit me up in the comment section below, and I will do some other video where I talk about Emerald, because we are wrapping it up here. Anyways, like I said, look out for E3. We're going to cover E3. It's going to be a fucking blast. I'm excited. Brandon's excited. Bree's excited. I think everybody on the channel, honestly, is excited for E3. I don't know who's all going to show up. I've left that as an open door. There are absolutely 0 commitments. People can show up as they please, stay for as long as they want to. I will be there. So, boom. Get ready. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for it. But at the beginning of all this, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.